All right. I hope I'm audible and visible here. All right. Hey, Varun, योजक हाँ कल ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाए थे. I was yeah, I kind of noticed that. Vanshaj, good evening. Sequence series होगा हाँ. Right. Good evening, Sylvie. Okay. So what do you see here? Algebra is nothing but the purest thoughts of the unknown. Sequences series is something which I love a lot. Being a practicing mathematician, I just love sequences and series. Okay. Um, but yeah, that love would probably be reflected in the way I teach. But today, our main focus would be on solving the questions which are very much relevant and expected in this year CAT. Okay, so that is what we'll be doing here. So let's start that. All right, cool. Here comes the first question. The average of all two-digit terms in the arithmetic progression this is what? The average of all two-digit terms in this progression is equal to is actually what? Hi Manisha. Hello Avi. Good evening, Arithro. So what is exactly average? Sum of all the terms divided by number of terms. That is what we know. But in case of arithmetic progression, we can also say average is the exactly the middle term. So this is something which all of you need to know. I hope all of you know it already. So two-digit terms is what we are discussing. Hey, because 3, 7, 11. So obviously 3 and 7 would not be counted there. And the gap, as we see, is of 4 units each. Let's say I'll have 15 and so on. Right. So the moment I get the last term that is of two digits will be considered for the average. So in case of an arithmetic progression, if first term is let's say A and last term is let's say L, then A plus L upon 2 happens to be the average because all the terms in an arithmetic progression are equally distributed. Difference is common. All right. There's something which I hope all of you know already, right? So once we have something like that, we need to identify what's the first term in our consideration. टू डिजिट टर्म चाहिए पहला हो जाएगा 11 और आखिरी कौन सा होगा हमें ये समझने की कोशिश करनी पड़ेगी what will be the last term over here how would you how would you identify that so there is a formula for finding the nth term in an arithmetic progression which is given as tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 times t where a happens to be the first term n is the number of terms and d is the common difference okay. You can use this, but you know what? Today I'll tell you a very interesting technique, which I think I have told you in the classes as well. And the technique is how to generalize any term in arithmetic progression. I'll just tell you a very interesting technique. So here you see that the difference is of 4 units. So first you write 4, and then in front of 4, just write n, 4n. That is our playground. That is for the placeholder value, 4n. So n starts at 1. Okay, hey Vishal, n starts at 1. So 4n, if I put n equal to 1, I'll get 4 into 1 is 4. But the first term here is 3, right? Is that right? So I will just subtract 1 from it. This is the best way of identifying the general term for any arithmetic progression. If you go by the formula, obviously you'll get the same value, but that will you'll be spending 30 seconds. But this can be done in exactly 3 seconds. Do you understand that? I'm repeating, the common difference happens to be the coefficient of n, and whatever is the deficit or the excess, we'll just put it here. Deficit is of 1 unit, I'll put minus 1. How do I know? Because 4n produces 4, 8, 12, and so on, but the original series is 1 less than that. Is that clear, all of you? Any doubt? Anyone? I'll give you more examples of this, but before that, let us solve this question. So now we know that 11 is the first term, and what will be the last term? The last term, whatever it is, must be in the form of 4k minus 1. That is what we understand. 4k minus 1. And this 4k minus 1, the 4k minus 1 must be less than or equal to 99. That is what we know. This we can do mentally also, right? Right. So what can be? Now we know that 4 into 25 is 100 minus 1 is 99. So 99 happens to be our last term over here. Just add them and divide by 2. 55 is the answer. I hope all of you got that. It's an easy question, but I use this here so as to make you understand how to generalize an AP in the simplest possible manner. Ankit says, welcome to make your algebra the strongest part of your life with good opus. Thank you, Ankit, for saying that. All of you got that? Now, just to revise this concept once more, I would just walk you through 3 more examples. Here, if I take an example like this, 2, 5, 8, 11, and so on. So what is the general term over here? How to find that? First thing, you need to identify the common difference, which is 3 in this case. Just write 3 times n, k, whatever you want to write. Okay, 3n. Well, now, once you've done that, you need to understand that if you put n as 1, you will get 3 into 1 is 3. If you put n as 2, you will get 3 into 2 is 6. But the original term is actually 1 less than this, so this becomes our general term. Is that clear, all of you? Looks good? Let me take one more example. What if I have something like this? 5, 8, 11, 14, and so on. So here I see the common differences of 3 units each. So 3n is going to be there, but if I put n as 1, I'll get 3. If I put n as 2, I'll get 6, and so on. But the original series is 2 more than what I'm getting over here. So 3n plus 2 happens to be my general term. We have like 14 people over here watching it live. Surbhi, Aritro, Vanshaj, Cristiano, Mai, Vikas, Ankit, Vishal, Aritro, Vanshaj, Sudeep, and I can't see 2 more, but I hope all of you have understood this. If you have this, put yes over there. And before we go ahead, let us make this a part of our lives by one more example. Okay, one more example. One more example. Let's say the AP is like this. 3, and then I have 10, and then I have 17, 24. Tell me what will be the general term over here. First thing first, identify the common difference, write 7n, and then see by how much deficit or excess these original terms are. So 7 into n. If I put n as 1, I'll get 7, but this is 4 less than 7. So 7n minus 4 happens to be my, yeah, this happens to be my general term. 7n minus 4. See, Cristiano, Varun just did it wrong, even after telling it. So that is why I will explain it again and again. Not Cristiano, Vanshaj, I think. Vanshaj did it wrong, right? Vanshaj wrote 7n plus 3. It must be 7n minus 4. Now, why I say that? I'll tell you why. The moment, see, in sequences series in this world, In fact, in the entire mathematics, the moment you write n and don't explain what n actually is, people will automatically assume it's a natural number. All right. That's an assumption. That is how all the theorems are made. So in your case, when you write 7n plus 3, and then you say n starts with 0, then only this is going to be valid. Clear? Counter should start from 1. Having said that, there is one more thing which I want to discuss over here. That is in numbers system. Numbers, you must have read about the remainders, and we discussed that in the linear equations class as well. Right. So if 7n minus 4 holds good, 7n plus 3 would also hold good. The only difference over here is that if minus 4 is the negative remainder, 3 must be the positive remainder, isn't it? So n starts with 1 here, and in this case, n starts with 0. So the moment I move the quotient to whole numbers, the remainder changes. Positive remainder becomes negative, and negative remainders become positive. All of you understand that? Moreover, having said that, there's one more very important formulation of writing any number, that is capital D is equal to small d multiplied by Q plus R, where capital D happens to be the dividend which has to be divided. Small d is the divisor which needs to be which will divide. Q is the quotient. Quotient is the number of times whole of the divisor occurs in the dividend, and whatever is not occurring there, that remains, and we call it remainder. All right, this is going to help us a lot. And essentially, if you look at this, there's nothing but a linear expression. Can I say that? It's a linear expression. I can also say, you need to, understand this really clearly. You can also say that dividend is a function. Dividend is a function of the quotient, or it can be function of the divisor, or it can be function of both divisor and quotient. Do you understand that? So all the numbers can be represented in this form. All I'm saying is all the numbers can be represented in in as a general term of an arithmetic progression. Is that clear? Where this D happens to be the common difference inside the arithmetic progression, this Q happens to be the counter, starts with 1, then 2 and 3 and so on. Okay, अब समझ में आ गया है अंकित? And R is the remainder and D is the number in consideration. All right, cool. All of you got that? I hope you are writing it. Everybody got that. So if I ask one more question, that what you see in front of your screen, the series 3, 7, 11, and so on, what if I ask you what is the 21st number in this sequence? 21st number. How would you do that? 4n minus 1 is the general term. 21st number with T21, that is 4 into 21 minus 1, I can say 83. Is that right? Hey Prajakta, welcome to the class. I hope all of you understood this, right? Nice. There'll be no confusion at all. Okay. More to come. Let's solve the second question now. It says the sum of x terms of an AP is y. It means, no, when I say x terms, I want to mention the first x terms. The sum of first x terms of an AP is y, and sum of first y terms of the same AP is x. What is sum of first x plus y terms of the same AP? That is what we need to find out. Is the question clear? There's an AP, and the sum of first x terms is y. Sum of first y terms of same AP is x. We need to find the sum of first x plus y terms of the same AP. All right. We have the options also, and Cristiano and Aritro have come up with an answer. I'll wait for 31 minutes for all of you. Let's see who gets it first. All right, Mahi. Okay, Varun. Good. Nice. Projector says the same, so is Sudeep. Oh, cool. Okay, how many of you did not know me earlier? Like I think I remember all the names. Projector is new here, I believe. Rest, I think I know everyone. So how have you guys got to it? And how many of you are not able to approach the question at all? You don't know how to approach. Like if someone is doing it like this, that Sx is given as y and Sy is given as x. By the way, just to revise, sum of AP, कोई बात नहीं अंकित, sum of AP is given by n by 2 times a plus l. This is one formula for finding the sum, where n is the number of terms, a is the first term, and l is the last term. We can also use another formula which is like this: n by 2 times 2a plus n minus 1 times d, where again a is the first term, n is the number of terms, d is the common difference. So I'll use the first formula in case I know the first and last term. I'll use second formula in case I know the first term and the common difference. Both are equally valid. So if you guys are doing it like this, like once you wrote that, then try to expand it. The sum of x terms must be by this formula. If I write n का कितना है n by 2, so x का x by 2 times 2a plus x minus 1 times 3. Now we don't know the common difference, we don't need it, know the first term also. And the value of sy must be y by 2, and then 2a plus y minus 1 times d. And this is given to us as sum of x terms given as y, and this is given as x. So probably we can do something over here. After that, the question is asking to to calculate the sum of first x plus y terms. X plus y terms. What does that mean? Sum of x plus y terms. There'll be x plus y whole by 2, and then 2a plus x plus y minus 1, common difference t. This is what we need to calculate. All right. So how many of you doing it this way? It's a right way, but you might take 3 to 5 minutes, and a lot of you might be even doing it. So let me see. Cristiano, Arithro, Mahi, Varun, Prajakta, and Sudeep are the people who have marked their answers. Others, कुछ कर सकते हैं इसके साथ? We can expand all the stuff, all the manipulations to get the answer. Now, what I'm going to do today over here is I will make you learn a very important technique which will help you in solving a lot of questions of algebra. And the technique is called principle of mathematical induction. So now try to understand when the question was made, what came to the mind of examiner. He or she thought that Sx is equal to y and Sy is equal to x. So you try to play with your minds. X terms का sum y है और y terms का sum x है. तो बताओ भाई x plus y terms का sum क्या होगा? So you know what the examiner was thinking, that x and y, okay, they're variables. Now, what if? I'm just saying, what if I assume x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2? I just assume that. Let that be an assumption, all right? Just an assumption. If there is an answer, if there is an answer, the answer will be valid for all possible values of x and y. Am I right? Let me repeat that. If there exists an answer to this question, it must exist for all possible values of x and y. And how do we know we can do that? We can do that whenever the question is also in terms of variables, and options also are in terms of variables. I see here there's no constant term, right? In terms of variables. So variables can be anything, isn't it? तो अंकित सबको कैट निकलेगा, आई एम चाहेंगे, मेरे निकलेगा सर से मिलने आएंगे, बिल्कुल आ जाओ. Okay, so do you understand that? I can use that, right? X equal to 1, y equal to 2. Moment I do that, so what exactly is happening? I am about to make an AP, an arithmetic progression. Now this means if x equal to 1 and y equal to 2, the same question begins. S1 is equal to 2 and S2 is equal to 1. Now what does that mean? Sum of one term is 2, sum of two terms is 1. So what kind of AP would that be? If sum of one term is 2, that means first term itself is 2. Am I right? अगर एक ही टर्म है तो सम क्या होगा? वही खुद एक टर्म. If I assume sum of first term to be 2, that means the first term itself is 2. And sum of two terms is 1, that means I need to add 2 to something so that it becomes 1. And that something is minus 1 only. So do you understand that? This is the first term, this is the second term. Is that right? So my assumption gets validated the moment I try to identify the series, which is 2 and then minus 1. 2 because of the first term, minus 1 because sum of two terms must be equal to 1. First term is what we know already is 2. What needs to be added to 2 so it becomes 1? It is minus 1, right? So once I've done that, now I want to know the third term of the same series. How do I know? How do I know that? As it is an AP, the difference has to be common. Here, the difference is minus 3. So next term must be minus 3 steps away. Minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. All right, I got minus 4. So the question sx plus y, यहाँ हमारा 1 और 2 है. That means S3 कितना हो जाएगा? Sum of all these terms is 2 minus 1 minus 4. How much is that? It's equal to minus 3. Wow. What just happened? I got S3 as minus 3. Isn't that strange? That's strange. So now my assumption was x equal to 1 and y equal to 2. Here I got S3 as minus 3, and I was discussing in terms of assumptions and variables. What can I do so that I get x and y here back? I can just write S3 is equal to minus 1 minus 2. And now if I try to generalize this becomes S of x plus y terms is equal to minus x minus y. Is that right from my assumption? So option B is the correct one. How cool is that? Did you understand? I explained it very clearly, very slowly, so that it builds up inside your mind. You'll never forget that. All of you got that? Interesting, isn't it? भाई अगर पहला टर्म मैंने सम ऑफ फर्स्ट टर्म 2 मान लिया, सम ऑफ टू टर्म्स 1 मान लिया, तो मेरा काम वैसे ही आसान हो गया. तो जब पहली बार सीखा, या दैट इज इंटरेस्टिंग, राइट? हिट सम लाइक्स ब्रो. ओके, ठीक है. चलिए, लेट्स गो अहेड. Here we have the next question, which says find the sum of all the numbers that leave a natural quotient. This is important. And a remainder of 2 when divided by 7. ऐसे तो infinite हो जाएंगे. तो इसमें एक रेंज दे देता हूँ मैं, है ना? It is going to be infinite. All the numbers less than 100. That is the range. Okay. Algebra is fun. Yes, Cristiano. So find sum of all the numbers less than 100 that leave a natural quotient and a remainder of 2 when divided by 7. So tell me, what will be the general form of those numbers? Who will tell me that? Yes, 7k plus 2. That's right. Great. 7n plus 2. ये बोल रहा है नेचुरल क्वेश्चन, तो 7n+2 ही मान लेते हैं. That is the nth term. We need to find some of all such terms. All such terms. 7n+2. तो बताओ मेरे को फर्स्ट टर्म क्या हो जाएगा. t1 must be 7 into 1 plus 2, that is 9. एंड लास्ट टर्म tn क्या हो जाएगा. 100 के टेबल में 7 से डिवाइड कर दो, यू गेट 7 14s are 98. So 7 14s are 98. Okay, so if I take 7 into 14 plus 2, that becomes 100. I cannot consider this because it has to be less than 100. I'll need to take 7 into 13 plus 2. All right, that is 93. This is what I want to take. Clear? अंकित क्वेश्चन मार्क में था, बन नहीं पाया था, देखो अब बन जाएगा. Sum of all such numbers. Okay, so now you see that 9 is the first number and 93 is the last number. Sum of n terms. Now we know the first and last. N by 2 times a plus l. This formula can be used. You just need to identify what's the value of n here. What's the value of n here? Who will tell me that? It's 13 only, right? 13 by 2 times 9 plus 93. Let's solve that. 13 by 2 into 9. 102. 51 is what I get. 65. 663 happens to be the correct answer. Cool, right? है ना. Interesting question है, जल्दी फटाफट हो जाएगा ये. Nothing much to worry about here. All right, Vishal, do you understand? Chalo, let's go ahead. Oh, what is this? For some positive and distinct real numbers, तुझे कैसे कमी नहीं किया. चलो आज कर लिया. For some positive and distinct real numbers x, y, and z, if this guy is the arithmetic mean of this and this guy, then the relationship will always hold true. Which will always hold true, is we have four relations over here. Okay. What does arithmetic mean, by the way? The average. तो पहला स्टेप में लिख देता हूँ 1/√x प्लस √z इसका और इस वाले का, that is 1/√x plus √y upon 2. इसका arithmetic mean is 1/√y plus √z. That is what the question says. We need to see that which of this relation will always hold true. Shall try doing this once. मनीषा देखो करके क्या पता कर सकते हैं. Try it out. I'm giving you guys 1.5 minutes for this. Mahi says B. Okay, Mahi. Maybe. Arithro says Y, X, and Z are enabling. You mean C option? Okay. Sudeep says B option. Okay, okay, okay. Let's wait. You need to solve it properly. Okay. So here the numerator will be, if I try to solve the numerator, I'll get root X plus root Z. Root X. बहुत कम जगह यहाँ मेरे पास है. I need some space. All right. No problem. 2 root X plus root Y plus root Z. All right. Upon root X plus root Z multiplied by root X plus root Y is equal to 2 upon root Y plus root Z. Is it right? The first step is clear? सुदीप हाँ कर लेंगे ये स्लाइड पहले बताओ ये फर्स्ट स्टेप इज क्लियर इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप क्लियर गाइस लुक्स गुड ठीक है ना नाउ व्हाट would we cross multiply things we can cross multiply so अगर इसको रूट वाई प्लस रूट जेड को ऊपर लेके जाऊंगा तो what do I get 2 times root x into root y plus root z बस यही ध्यान देना यहाँ पे गलती करने की बहुत चांसेस है रूट वाई प्लस रूट जेड पहले मैंने मल्टीप्लाई 2 रूट एक्स से किया और बाकी रूट वाई प्लस रूट जेड से तो ये इसका स्क्वायर ही हो जाएगा isn't it so root y प्लस रूट जेड होल स्क्वायर ये ध्यान रखना कि जो मैं लिख रहा हूँ क्या लिख रहा हूँ और यहाँ पे क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन if I open this bracket root x into root x is x only plus root x root y plus root x root z plus root y root z is this right what I've done यहाँ तक कोई दिक्कत है नहीं है ठीक है ना चलो आगे करो सबने यहाँ तक कर लिया था what is the problem that you are facing over here I hope the problem is I think the problem is this only that it's such a complicated mess that solving it looks like क्यों ही करें right do you get that feeling चीजें कॉमन निकालनी पड़ेगी वहीं से हमारा आंसर यहाँ पे आएगा all right good evening Rahul Yojak here is complicated trying out values and throw 1 4 9 16 okay okay 2x equal to y plus z आ रहा है exactly सही है वही आएगा इसको सॉल्व करूँ आगे में let me solve this bracket open करना है there is no other way so I'll get 2 root x into root y is root xy plus 2 times root xz plus if I open the bracket I'll get y plus z plus 2 root yz is equal to if I open the bracket here I'll get 2x plus 2 times root xy. Wow, things are getting cancelled out. I'm so happy. 2 times root xz plus 2 times root yz. Now my life has become so simple. Now the thing is why I waited for over here and And I kind of led your thought into believing that this is complicated, which your mind was already playing with you, and you convinced yourself to feel that this is complicated. It was not actually complicated. Sometimes you need to do basic things. Basic things are like opening the bracket. Nothing can be more basic than this in mathematics. When I do it, things get cancelled out. 2 root x y. Wow. Wow. Oh, perfect. Simply, I have y plus z is equal to 2x. If I send 2 to the right left hand side, I'll get y plus z whole upon 2 is equal to x. Aha, मजा ही आ गया. X was arithmetic mean of y and z, so option C is correct. Getting it? Hey Rahul, Rahul has joined here. Welcome. अब तुम्हें लग रहा होगा कि ये जितना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लग रहा था उतना है नहीं, है ना? इजी था ना ये प्रोजेक्ट था. इससे हमें क्या सीख मिलती है? Who will tell me what's the moral of the story? The learning of this? The learning is that sometimes, not sometimes, in fact, all the times, you need to do basic stuff. बहुत हाई फंडा सोचने में हम लोग क्या करते हैं, बेसिक स्टफ करना भूल जाते हैं. तुम सोचो कोई जादू मिल जाए, क्या पता जादू मैं बता दूं. मैं फेमस हूँ जादू बताने के लिए. इन फेमस और इनफेमस आई डोंट रियली नो, बट नन बेसिक थिंग्स वर्क. ओके. अरे नहीं नहीं अभी नहीं. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. नेक्स्ट. Let both the series A1, A2, A3 till somewhere and B1, B2, B3 till somewhere be in arithmetic progression such that the common differences of both the series are prime numbers. Oh, बहुत अच्छा. सॉल्व करके देखो, देख लो सब कट सकता है. डोंट जज अ क्वेश्चन बाय इट्स लुक्स. लुक्स पे नहीं जाने का, बेसिक मैनिपुलेशन करने का. क्वेश्चन खतरनाक दिख सकता है पर नहीं होता. वेरी गुड. Nice learnings. So here we had two arithmetic APs. First, that common is both this and prime numbers. You know what? Whenever there is a prime number, it plays with your mind. Prime numbers are strange, weirdest of all the numbers in the world, in the universe, I would say. If there exists some kind of sentient beings, intelligence outside this planet, in some other planet, some other solar system, or maybe some other universe, those guys are also, I'm sure they would also be, kind of bamboozled by prime numbers. These are the only numbers in the world that don't follow a pattern. Weirdest of all. Anyways, but here we don't have to deal with them. It is given just that for the sake of information, common difference is a prime number. So we don't need to deal with the properties of primes here. It also says A5 is B9, A19 is B19, and B2 is 0. What's the value of A11? Nice question. Try solving this one. Oh, so he says C. Okay, so let's see. What others think? Out of 3, yes, that's right. One is increasing, other is decreasing, maybe. Minus is, but would that always be true? Probably not. It can also happen a little when the differences are not common, which are not in this case. So they 79, okay. Prajakta says 79, okay, good, cool. चलो देखते हैं. Let's see. So there are two arithmetic functions such that, okay, all right. Common prime numbers हैं, okay, ठीक है, चलो बहुत अच्छी बात है. A5 is given as is equal to B9. Nice. A19 is equal to B19. That's also good. B2 is 0. That's what we know. Okay. Before doing anything else, मुझे एक बात बताओ सब लोग, all of you. Um, अगर मैं इसको मान लूँ, let this is first equation and let this be second equation. If I subtract first equation from the second equation, I'll get A19 minus A5 is equal to B19 minus B9. Would I get that? Yes or no? And let us assume that the common differences are P and Q respectively, like P and Q are not same. Okay. If that is the case, now tell me something. If I subtract A5 from A19, what will I exactly get? What would I get? I would get 14P. Is that right? Do you understand this or not? Here I get 10Q. Do you understand this part? Yes. If not, I'll just write it here. What is A19? This is first term. Let the first term be what? A1. A1 plus 18 times P, isn't it? And A5 is A1 plus 4 times P. B19 is B1 plus 18 times Q. And B9 is B1 plus 8 times Q. So I did not write that because that should be common sense. Obviously, if I'm going to subtract the, now this also gives you an insight. You can do this and get the correct answer and spend, let's say, 30 seconds more, which could have been saved if you understand that if I'm gonna take the difference of any two numbers of an arithmetic progression, that difference will always be some multiple of the common difference. Can I say that? Can I say that? Yes or no? Is that right? Do you understand that? Do you understand that? All of you? Yeah, you understand that. So this is something which is important to understand the concept, but while doing the question, we won't be doing this. There's something that should be coming to us naturally. Okay, so I'm going to subtract any number from an arithmetic sequence from another number of the same sequence. I'll always get the difference as a multiple of the common difference. 14P is equal to 10Q. Now that's nice. So P upon Q, if I calculate 10 by 14 is 5 by 7. And you know what? P and Q are prime numbers. So P is absolutely 5 and Q is 7. There's no other possibility. It's a prime number, guys. It cannot have more than two distinct factors, one in itself, right? I cannot take 15 and 21. That won't be prime. 5 और 7 ही है. मालूम पड़ चुका है. अब लगता है हमारी लाइफ तो बहुत ही easy हो गई है. Yes or no? Okay, we need to find the value of A. We know the value of P and Q now. What next? Things are pretty easy now, right? So I'm going to erase all of it. For the first term, the common difference is 5. For second, it's 7. Rest everything falls in place, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. This guy says B2 equal to 0. अच्छा भाई ठीक है B2 0 है ठीक है हम क्या कर लेंगे B2 is basically B1 plus Q is 7. That is B2. That is equal to 0. Oh, nice. That means B1 is equal to minus 7. बहुत अच्छी बात है ये तो ठीक है. Now, by using this, I can put it here. Okay, so A5 is B9. What is A5, by the way? It is A1 plus 4 times B. What is B? 5. So A1 plus 20 is equal to B9. What is B1? B1, B9 is B1 plus 8 times Q. So B1 is minus 7. plus 8 times 2. That is 8 sevens are 56. So A1 is equal to कितना चाहिए ये? 36 minus 7, 29. A1 is 29. We need to find A11. What is the value of A11? A1 plus 10 times 5, that is 50. So the answer is 79. Option A. Is that clear? Interesting. Chalo. If that is clear, so I would like all of you to just write present and feel proud of yourselves that you have stayed till this time in the stream. Okay, Manisha. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, retro. Don't worry, don't worry. जो हम अभी अच्छा एक बार बताओ तुम्हें जो हम अभी करेंगे ना इस नवंबर के दौरान यही तुम्हें एक्चुअली 13 नवंबर को याद भी रहेगा और काम भी आएगा. लेट्स डू दिस वन. दिस इज x1. ठीक से लिख देता हूँ एक बार इसको. x1, x2, माही जिंदा. वेयर इज राहुल? x1, x2, x3, and so on till x100 are in AP such that x5 is given as -4. Very good. And 2 times x6 plus 2 times x9 is given as x11 plus x13. You need to find the value of x100. All right. You have a minute to solve this. Over it. So, yeah. So what is the main thing over here that we need to do? The main thing, we'll have to assume some kind of common difference, right? 2x6 is nothing but 2 times x1 प्लस कर सकते हैं लेकिन मेरे पास एक आइडिया है क्यों ना मैं इसको यूज कर लूं. If x5 is -4, x6 will be -4 plus d. I have assumed d to be the common difference. All of you understand this step or not? Let d be the common difference. Plus 2 times x9, so x5 is -4. x9 is 4 steps away. So there'll be -4 plus 4 times d. This is x11 plus x13, right? What is x11 by the way? 6 आ गया तो -4 plus 60 and x13 is 8 आ गया so -4, wow, plus 8d. That's all. We'll able to, will be ऐसे ही कर रहे हो करने तो ओके ठीक है. डी का वैल्यू निकाल दो फटाफट. Don't look at the screen. I'm just doing it. I'm not saying anything. All right, all of you got that? What I'm writing over is clear. So I got the value of d as -2. And then I'll put that value in this x5 because x5 is known to us. Through that, I'll be able to calculate the value of x1. D is minus 2, so this becomes minus 8. So x1 is 4. x1 is 4. हमें निकालना है x1 with. That will be how much? x1 plus 99 times d. All right. So x1 is 4. D is minus 2. Minus 198. You will get minus 194 as the final answer. Okay. Mahi, the minus लगाना भूल गया, I think. All of you got this? Tell me in the comments. All of you got this? The next one. For any natural number n, suppose the sum of the first n terms of the AP of an AP is n plus 2n square. If the nth term of the progression is divisible by 9, then the smallest possible value of n is what? Nice question. मत करना वहाँ पे ऐसा. You got what? 9k and 7. Okay. Okay. ये एक बहुत ही प्यारा सवाल है. कैसे करेंगे इसको? How do we do that? Well, it says we have been given the sum of n terms. It says nth term is divisible by 9. ठीक है. क्रिस्टियानो says Sn से Tn निकाल लो फिर तो easy है. Okay. मैं एक काम करूँ, मुझे एक बात बताओ सब लोग सारे के सारे, क्या मैं कह सकता हूँ nth term is sum of first n terms minus sum of n minus 1 terms? This is something which is going to blow your mind and make your life easy. Make your life very easy. आगे बात समझ में आया? So Tn, Sn is what? N plus 2n squared. What will be Sn minus 1? This is the function of function, nested functions. तो हो क्या रहा है, अगर n था तो n प्लस 2n स्क्वायर था, अगर n माइनस 1 हुआ तो n को n माइनस 1 से रिप्लेस कर दो, तो यू विल गेट n माइनस 1, n माइनस 1, और यहाँ पे माइनस है. ओके, इट्स माइनस 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 गाइस, दिस थिंग इज माइनस. कूल. माइनस n माइनस 1 minus 2 times n minus 1 का whole square, and this is the value of Tn. Is that cool? Let's solve it now. N plus 2n square, let's open the bracket, minus n plus 1 minus 2 times n square minus 2n plus 1. Cool. Let's open that bracket as well. So I'll get n plus 2n square minus n plus 1 minus 2n square plus 4n minus 2. things get cancelled out. This gets cancelled out, cancelled out, cancelled out. 4n minus 2 plus 1 is 4n minus 1. So the value of Tn is 4n minus 1. I want, I want this to be divisible by 9. What can be the minimum value? Divisible by 9. ठीक है, 4n माइनस 1 के फॉर्म में है, तो 9 का टेबल देखते हैं। 9 1 ज़र 9 इस फॉर्म में आता है क्या? 4 1 फॉर्म में नहीं आता। 9 2 ज़र 18 नहीं आता। 9 3 ज़र 27 बिल्कुल आता है। कैसे कैसे आता है? n is equal to 27 plus 1 upon 4, completely divisible. Answer is 7. This is by hit and try, but you can do it, if it's a, किस्मत की बात है कि जल्दी मिल गया। पर मान लो ये हिट एंड ट्रायल से ना हो पाता, क्या करते? मैंने ये पहली क्लास में सिखाया था, जल्दी से फिर से रिवाइज कर देता हूँ। सो 4n minus 1 must be equal to 9 times n. Is that right? Is that right? All of you got that? So I can write n as 9m plus 1 upon 4. I want n to be a natural number and m also to be an integer, a natural number. So इसको to solve it quickly, I will just write assume, जो मन में बोलूँ करूँगा वो मैं लिख रहा हूँ। 9m का 4 का मल्टीपल 8m है। I'll break it as 8m plus m plus 1। मतलब 9m में 8m तक तो 4 से कट ही गया, मतलब हर 4 का मल्टीपल कट जाएगा ना 4 से, तो 4m कट गया, 4m 8m तक कट गया। तो नाउ आई एम ओनली कंसर्न्ड विथ दिस guy because this is already a multiple of 4, m plus 1 by 4। इससे मालूम पड़ता है कि m की वैल्यू 3 हो जाएगी। मजा ये आ गया। m plus 1 by 4, m plus 1 4 से डिवाइड होना चाहिए, तो m तो 3 हो जाएगा भाई, बात ही खत्म हो गई। यहाँ 3 पुट करो and get the answer। Is that clear? 9 3s are 27। Introduce solution concept on, yes, Arithra. So I want to ask you a question. How many of you attended the first session, or maybe watched the recording and you got to know this? And how many of you did not attend the first session, you got it to know now? And how many of you knew it earlier as well? All sessions. Malaysia got it now. Okay, well, understood it now. But you understood it? The people who got it now, have you understood this? The way this is very important. It will be used in Chinese remainder theorem in numbers. It will be used everywhere in linear equations. Yes, Yochuk. है ना? जो भी लिखा है 9m plus 1 अपॉन जिससे भी डिवाइड करना है आपको, डायरेक्टली ऊपर वाले को जितना हो सके ब्रेक डाउन कर दो। तो 9m plus 1 में 9m को मैंने वो सारी बातें बाहर निकाल दी जो 4 से डिवाइड हो सकती थी। तो इस तरीके से हमारा काम बहुत ही आसान हो जाता है। अदरवाइज Prajakta and Manisha, you must have realized that you must have, sometimes witnessed or maybe confronted this kind of situation in which you had to solve this, and you might be using it in trial and might be wasting whatever, 30 seconds, a minute, or 2 minutes to solve this. But now you can do this in just few, not more than 10 seconds. This is very, very, very helpful. All right. So if you thought something is helping you, just show some reaction. Okay, you can see my screen, my face, my voice. I can just see your names. Throw some reaction. All right then. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं इसमें। ये देखो, find the sum of all the numbers till 1000 which have odd number of factors. Oh wow, interesting question। अच्छा, किसी ने बोला था कि मैंने 1 और 2 पुट कर दिया और उससे हमारा आंसर आ गया। ऐसा मत करना, वो आंसर गलती से आ गया। जिसने भी बोली थी बात मेरे को ये, 2 पुट करने से यू मस्ट हैव गॉट व्हाटएवर, मत करना। यहाँ इंडक्शन काम नहीं आएगा कि 7th टर्म पे ऐसा हो रहा है। वो बाय चांस क्वेश्चन ऐसा कि आ गया, दैट इज नॉट द राइट वे। एग्जैक्टली बरो। करेंगे ऐसे एग्जाम्पल, एक चल पहले ये सवाल कर लो, फिर एग्जाम्पल में बताऊंगा एक वैसा वो करने का, जहाँ पे इसकी वैल्यू एक्चुअली समझ में आएगी। लेट्स डू दिस क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट। Sum of all the numbers till 1000 which have odd number of factors. क्रिस्टियानो आंसर भी निकाल दिया। वेल डन क्रिस्टियानो, यू आर स्मार्ट। मिटा दिया। Okay, first thing first. First, we need to identify which are the numbers which have odd number of factors. Who will tell me that? I hope all of you know it. Only the perfect squares. All the perfect squares have odd number of factors. So this is very important. I will conduct a workshop in which I'll be doing mixed quants. I'll be doing some questions of numbers as well. This is such a nice concept, right? So basically we need to add all the perfect squares till 1000, which is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. कहाँ लग जाएगा ये? 30 square is 900, right? So even if you don't know the values of squares, you know the value of those squares which end at 0, like 30 square is 900. तो उसके आगे आसपास ये होना चाहिए, 31 square पे रुक जाएगा. In case somehow you are familiar with the powers of 2, you must be knowing that 32 square is 1024, isn't it? 32 is 2 to the power 5, all right? And 2 to the power 10 is 1024. That is 32 square. Even if you don't know, you can check for 31 square. That is 961. We need to add all of it. Cool. Okay. Before going further, I would like all of you, a lot of you might not be aware of it, just write somewhere certain things which is very, very, very important. Write this. Sigma 1 is equal to n. Now, what does that mean? When I say sigma, I will also have to write, sigma starts from this and ends at this, but I'm not writing that. So by default, this means up to n values. Sigma 1 is like, you're adding 1 to itself n times. Sum is n, okay. No prizes for guessing this. But sigma of n, like n starts from 1, then goes to 2, 3, 4, 5. There's nothing but sum of natural numbers. This will be given by n into n plus 1 by 2. Just note this down. And if you want to calculate sigma n square, that is sum of the squares of first n natural numbers, that is given by n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 whole upon 6, and sum of cubes of first n numbers, that is given by n into n plus 1 by 2 whole square. Now these things are not only sigma n is an AP, rest are not AP, they are second degree AP, and we'll come to that also in the upcoming slides. But for now, I want to write this down in case you don't know yet. Okay, so here I'll have to use sigma n square formula where n is 31. Cool. So I'll have to use sigma 31 square. So this is the formula I will be using. 31 ka square hai, so I'll get 31 into 31 plus 1 is 32 into 32 into 31, 62 plus 1 is 63 whole upon 6 is what we have. Two threes are, two sixteens are, three 21s are this. If you multiply this, what do you get? 31, 21. What do we get? 52, 52, 26, 676 minus 25, 651, 651, 65, 80, 816, 816, 96, 816, 96, 104, 104, 16. Is that the answer? I think you guys have got it. Yes, that's the answer. Okay. I was not flexing my calculation speed. मनीषा, इंग्लिश में लिख के बेटर रहता, 1000 नहीं है, 10,416 है. Okay. So, but all right. So this is important. I hope all of you have done it right. All of you got that? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Sum of first 25 terms in AP is 525. Sum of next 25 terms is 725. What is the common difference? Okay, I was all right. First 25 terms. Okay. So S25 is 525. Next 25 is this. So I can write S50 is 1250. Can I write that? This makes it simpler. Ritik, hey Ritik. No, no, we won't be doing 20, 45 questions today. I'm a bit under the weather. We'll be 27 only. So, in the first session, we did 28, 30 questions. In second, we did around 25. In the third, we did 45 questions. Here, we did 27 questions. So, if you remember, there is a algebra marathon. If you have seen the timetable, if not, just look at the timetable. On Friday, we'll be having that a huge workshop. So, what are questions are remaining? Well, will be done in that workshop. All right. Oh, Ashman, hi. Okay. So this is how you can make your life easier. Okay. They're saying next 25 terms, 725. So मैंने इसे पहले लिख दिया. Well, sum of 50 terms will be this. What is the common difference? Now, I think it's an easy one. Try solving this. Prajakta got the answer. Okay. Sudeep and Prajakta got the answer. ठीक है. फ्रैक्शन में आ रहा है. फ्रैक्शन में ही आएगा आयुष्मान. 8/25 is correct. अच्छा पता है इसको ना करने के बहुत मतलब ठीक है जैसे मैं लिखा दैट इज वन वे यू सब्ट्रैक्ट टू गेट द आंसर मेरे दिमाग में एक ना एक बहुत सही सी चीज आ रही है. Those who solve it, how to solve it? Tell me something, everyone. Sum of 25 terms, what exactly is it? It is A1 plus A2 till A25. And what is sum of the next 25 terms? Next 25 terms is basically um, A26 plus A27 till A50. Am I right? Is that right? This is from what? S50 minus S25, something like that, right? I can say that. Tell me something. What is this exactly? A26 is A1 plus 25D, am I right? A27 is A2 plus 25D, and so on. A50 is A25 plus 25D. Now, what does that mean? That if I add all of it, this is equal to 725, it's given to us, and this is equal to 525, right? It's given to us. If I add all of it, would I get A1 plus A2 till A25 plus 25 dV 25 बार मिल जाएगा. Yes or no? Is that right? I think it is right. This is equal to 725, and I can just, substitute 5 to 5 over here and get my answer. So if I do that, 725 is equal to 525 plus 625d. I'll get this 200. D is equal to 200 upon 625. 25 से ये 8 बार कटेगा, 25 तक कटेगा. I got the answer. Yes, this can also be done. All right. And this, what I have written over here, no, this can be done mentally as well. You can just think about it mentally, right? कि देखो कैसे सोचेंगे कि यार पहले 25 का जो कुछ भी है अगले 25 में 200 बढ़ जा रहा है. ऐसा क्या हुआ अगले 25 में 200 क्यों बढ़ रहा है? अगले 25 टर्म्स जो हैं वो पिछले 25 टर्म से 25 डी तो ज्यादा है ना? मतलब 25 का ही कोई ना कोई, अगर कॉमन डिफरेंस 1 है तो 25 ज्यादा होगा हर कोई. कॉमन डिफरेंस अगर डी है तो 25 डी ज्यादा होगा. तो 25 डी 25 बार मन में सोच लो. 625 डी का डिफरेंस जो है 200 के बराबर है, तो डी इज 8/25. दिस इज हाउ यू कैन सॉल्व इट मेंटली एज वेल विद इन अ फ्यू सेकंड्स. कूल. Congratulations, 3 marks unlocked in CAT 2025. Say cheers to yourself, give a pat on your backs, feel proud about this. इतना जो हमने किया है, अब मैं ये नहीं कह रहा एग्जैक्टली यही सवाल आ जाएगा. ऐसा सवाल तो आ जाएगा. जो हमने थ्योरम, जो हमने प्रॉपर्टीज और सब कॉन्सेप्ट्स डिस्कस किए हैं, वी हैव काइंड ऑफ trying to read between the lines, think between the words, all those things going to help you. Okay. जो बची कुची कसर बचेगी वो तो भी और हम और भी करेंगे. All right, so this is the time, and we will now jump on to the next one. Next one. All right. Cool. Okay. लैग हो रहा है. इनफैक्ट मेरी बिट स्ट्रीम ज्यादा हो गई है रिक्वायर्ड से. लोगों का लैग होता है कम होने से ज्यादा हो गया है. ठीक हो जाएगा, ठीक हो जाएगा. Within a few seconds. Here is the next question which says an is equal to 46 plus 8n and bn. वो थोड़ा उल्टा सा लिखा तो मैंने ठीक कर दिया उसको. For n be two sequences for natural numbers n less than equal to 100. Sum of all terms common to both sequences is what? Okay, you have 2 minutes to solve this. Okay, video off था. So as I can see here, people are saying there is only one common term, that is 102, right? You know, Vanshaj and Arithro, Ayushman. The problem here is, you know what's the problem? That you have considered, see, n is less than equal to 100. That is the thing. All right. Chalo, let's try and do this. This is the question in which, what I told you just now, a few moments back. Prajakta and Manisha, do you remember that? You guys was like, okay, we have learned it today. This is going to help you. That part is going to help you. What I said. Do you remember that? Okay. अच्छा यहाँ पे ओके दैट इज द रीजन. हाँ यार ये अलग है ये ना ये एम है. सो सॉरी. एक एन है और एक एम है. Probably that is why you guys are not able to find the answer. And some did that even then. I don't know how. This is BM actually. This is going to help you here, you know. So how it will help you? I need to find some of all terms common. So there'll be a huge sequence. Some terms will be common. So I'll have to equate to find the common term. 46 plus 8n must be equal to 98 plus 4m to find the value of m and n. Okay. So what do I get? How to find that? I just told you an interesting way. ठीक है. I can write. What I can write? I can write m is equal to 46 plus 8n minus 98 whole upon 4. I could have also taken n equal to, okay, I took m because dividing by 4 would be giving us better opportunities. Do you understand that? मैं इसको लिख सकता था n is equal to 98 plus 4m minus 46 upon 8. पर 4 सीखे तो और आसान काम. ठीक है. So I'll get m is equal to, now see, 46 minus 98 is how much. इसको ना कितना कितना हो जाएगा बताओ मेरे को. 52 minus 52, right? So minus 52 plus 8n upon 4 is what we have over here. All right. Do you understand that, all of you? Is that clear? This is how we can find the value of m and n, right? Is that right? Is it lagging? Yeah. इससे में क्या मिल जाएगा? Is it still lagging for everyone? देखो, the thing is, -52 as well as 8n, this is completely divisible, isn't it? By 4. So I will start with 1 itself. n को 1 ले लेते हैं सीधा सीधा. If I take n as 1, I'll get -52. But 1 लेने से नेगेटिव आएगा, हमें पॉजिटिव चाहिए. That is what we need to do over here. So ऐसा कौन सा मल्टीपल है 8 का जो 52 से बड़ा हो जाए? 8 sevens are 56. I can take n as 7. Do you understand that? 8 into 7 upon 4. This is going to help us. So I took n as 7. Why? Because I wanted a number which is more than 52. So that when 52 is subtracted from 8n, I get a positive number. Okay. So m is equal to, now you got 4 by 4, that is 1. So m is 1, n is 7. That is how, that is how we can, that is how we can find the value of m and n. Is that clear now, everyone? See, this technique is very much helpful. We don't have to hit and trial, do hit and trial. M is 1, N is 7. And that is how we get our first value. You put anything, either put M as 1 over here or N as 7 over here, you get the same value as 102. Is that right, everyone? You get 102? Okay. So first common term between these series is 102. That is the first common term. What can be the other common terms? That is what we need to find out. The other common terms will be what? So I'll just write it here again for the sake of reference. 46 plus 8n and bm is 98 plus 4n, and it's known that n is less than equal to 100. All right. So 102 is the first term. Now tell me what will be the next term. Can I say next term will be 8 times k? How do I know that? ध्यान सुनना सब मेरी बात को. an, the value of an is increasing by 8 and value of bm is increasing by 4. So what is common to 4 and 8? It's 8, right? So if anything is happening after 8 steps would be happening after 4 steps also. But whatever is happening after 4 steps would not necessarily happen after 8 steps. Is that clear? Do you understand that? Like 4 का multiplication दोनों common निकालना चाहूँ मैं, तो common terms to both the series can be given by this expression. Do you understand that? Yes or no? 102 plus 8k. All of you got that? All of you got that? Tell me in the comments, is that clear, guys? हाँ, LCM लेंगे 4 और 8 का. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay, now, having said that, we know the value of n is less than or equal to 100. So here, if I put 100, the value of a 100 will be 46 plus 8 into 100, that is 846. b 100, इसको लेंगे, m को भी 100 ले लेंगे, तो what do I get? What do I get? 98 plus 4 into 100, that comes out to be 498. All right. Now, one thing is for sure that the common terms cannot exceed this value. ये हमारे लिए irrelevant हो गया. अगर दोनों में common terms देखने हैं तो दोनों में common होने चाहिए. तो 498 तक ही होना चाहिए, उसके आगे जा ही नहीं पाएगा. Is that right? Yes, Anitra. First, योचक I think सबके लिए lag नहीं हो रहा है. एक बार देखना थोड़ा सा connection अपना. Is that clear, everyone? See, the series AN goes up to 846, while series BN goes up to 498 only. If you want to find the sum of common terms, दोनों में common तभी होंगे जो 498 को cross ना करे. Is that right? Is that right? 490 should not be crossed. So this 102 plus 8k should not cross 498 under any circumstance. That is how we're able to find the value. Cool. So k must be less than or equal to 396 upon 8. Let's find it out. 8 4 8 4s are 32, 8 9s are 0.5, इससे कम होना चाहिए. तो k का वैल्यू 49 से ऊपर जा ही नहीं सकता. It is generally lagging. Is it for everyone? K का वैल्यू 49 से ऊपर जा ही नहीं सकता. Is that right? So first term is 102 and last term is 102 plus 8 into 49. Right? Sum of all the terms. The first I will how many video is not in sync with audio sometimes. Okay. वो बीच में कभी-कभी हो रहा है ना. Okay, thank for most of you. Are you able to get it? Is this clear? The entire thing? Now I think it's proper. It's back on track. So I have the first term, first common term is 102, last common term is 102 plus 8 into 49. अरे तो क्यों होना चाहिए, जरूरत ही नहीं है, हो गया ना, ठीक है. हाँ वहां होगा, फर्क नहीं पड़ता. 102 फर्स्ट टर्म है, ये तो उसके आगे के टर्म्स है ना. 102 फर्स्ट टर्म दैट वी ऑलरेडी आइडेंटिफाइड. तो के और मतलब 49 और टोटल टर्म्स है 50. ऑलराइट, so let's find the sum. We know the first term, we know the last term, we know the number of terms, that is 50. So the answer will be like n by a plus l. N is 50. First term is 102. Last term is this 102 plus 8 into 49. Is that right? इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हो आसानी से. ठीक है ना आयुष्मान? चलो सॉल्व कर लो. व्हाट डू यू गेट? ओके या व्हाट डू यू गेट? कैलकुलेटर यूज कर ही सकते हो. इज इट 14,900 to 5 204 596. Just multiply this and get the answer. 14,900 is what you get. That is the answer. This question is calculated, but this question involves a lot of things. All right. All of you got that? 14,900. First time कर रही हो? Okay. All of you got that? थोड़ा इसको जल्दी करना हो तो कैसे करेंगे? I think a lot of you might be feeling disappointed and discouraged. Let's do it real quick. First thing, let me write it clearly. AN is 46 plus 8N and BN is 98 plus 4N. ठीक है, जल्दी करने की कोशिश करते हैं एक बार फटाफट. देखो ये 8N है, ये 4N है, ये 46 है, 498 है, 452 का डिफरेंस है जो कि 4 से ऑलरेडी डिविजिबल है. इफ यू सी हियर 8N 4N, तो 8N is already a multiple of 4N and here difference is a 52 which is a multiple of 4 again. So essentially first thing which I can directly mentally say, if I put n equal to 1, I'll get 102 and this 102 also lies here. All right, this is m actually. All right. ये हो पा रहा है क्या? हो पा रहा है? Let's see. Is a is there a possibility of having it doing so? Yes, at n equal to 7, it is happening. So now we got the first term, first common term is 102. We got it automatically. And because the first is increasing by 8, second by 4, the LCM increased by 8. So for every 8 terms, 8 is the common difference. That's all. 8 is the common difference. Clear? और n की वैल्यू 100 से कम होनी चाहिए, इतना हमें पता चल चुका है. So at max, if I put 100 here at n, I get 846. I put 100 at n, I get 498, which is less. So I need to find the common term which is less than 498. So that is just do it last term, first term, and good. बहुत सारा लैग हो रहा है, ऐसा क्यों हो रहा होगा? Wait, wait, I'm doing something. This is saying that it is at a higher bit rate. Should I restart the stream? Wait. I have restarted. Is it fine? I just restarted. Also, I will switch off my camera. Maybe that won't interfere. Do you still have the problem? Still it's lagging. How is it now? Any difference? Okay. As I see, people are waiting, and I am feeling really sad. Is it fine now? Okay. Smoother. Chalo. For previous question was done. Let's do this one. This wasted some time. Anyways, let's try and do this one. Cool then. Sum of first 12 terms of a GP is equal to sum of first 14 terms in the same GP. Sum of first 17 terms is 92. What's the third term in the GP? Now we have a question of GP. जीपी का खौफ है चलो अभी खत्म कर देंगे अच्छा all of you know what's GP right This is a very brilliant question, I must say. You'll enjoy it. चलो देखते हैं. So एक बात बताओ मेरे को, सब लोग. As it says, sum of the first 12 terms, okay, is equal to the sum of first 14 terms. Now, can I say that the 13th term and the 14th term, they add up to 0? Can I say that? Yes or no? As my face is not visible to you guys, so that is why I'm writing this. Okay, can I say that? Yeah, T13 plus T14 is equal to A. Let me say that T13 is equal to, let's say T13 is X. So T14 will be X times R, where R is the common ratio. I'm assuming X as T13 and R as the common ratio. All right, in a JP, what happens? Every term is R times the previous term. This is equal to 0, which means if I take X common, I'll have X times 1 plus R equal to 0. So either X is 0 or R is minus 1. Obviously, X can't be 0. Term cannot be 0. In a GP, term cannot be 0. Otherwise, the common ratio is 0 हो जाएगा ना, वो तो ठीक है, नहीं है. So this is correct. Common ratio is minus 1. If ratio is minus 1, wow, this is going to, kind of change the entire thing that we have seen till now. What is that? So if the first term of the GP is A, second term will be minus A, minus 1 times that. Third term will be again plus A, fourth term is minus A, and so on. So basically, every odd number term will be A, every even number term will be minus A. Am I right? Am I right? Now it's saying some of first 17 terms. First 17 terms. So if you take any two terms, मतलब अगर तुम a plus you take these two terms, the sum will be 0. If you take three terms, sum will be a. So basically, if you take, sum of odd terms will be equal to a and sum of even terms will be equal to 0. Is that right? Here it says 17 terms, it's odd terms is 92. So a is 92. Third term क्या है? 92. This question doesn't involve anything, highly mathematical. It's all purely logical question. Okay, let me try to switch my camera on. करूँ क्या? रहने देता हूँ. बहुत मुश्किल से बिट रेट ठीक हुआ है. Okay, let's go to next one. मजा आया सवाल देख के ये वाला. I hope you guys enjoyed. And ठीक है, बहुत बीच में थोड़ा सा गैप हुआ था. जल्दी सब लोग प्रेजेंट लगा दो. प्रेजेंट प्रेजेंट प्रेजेंट. आगे बढ़ते हैं. This is an infinite GP. I hope all of you know what is sum of infinite GP, right? It's given by the first term upon 1 minus the common ratio, where ratio is always less than 1. Okay, hope you know that. Ratio is fractional, less than 1 and greater than 0. Okay, Yuvraj. युवराज बीच में एक लैब था, उसको बस तुरंत मिस वो कर देना, आगे बढ़ा देना. चलो, let's solve this. So here you know what's happening, exactly what is happening. If I try to, open the brackets, first bracket, I'll get 1 by 5 square minus 1 by 5 into 7. Second bracket, 1 by 5 to the power 4. If you see this is square, right? Minus 1 by 5 square into 7 square. Similarly, 1 by 5 to the power 6 minus 1 by 5 to the power 3 into 7 to the power 3, and so on. So here you see there are basically two different GPs, right? One GP is getting added, other is getting subtracted. In case you're not able to see it, I'll just write it. 1 by 5 square, first term, the third term, the fifth term, and so on. These are all getting added up. If I take minus common from the second GP, that is 1 by 5 into 7, plus 1 by 5 square into 7 square, and so on till infinity. Is that right? Is that right, guys? Yeah. So the first GP, the first term is 1 by 5 square, and common ratio is also 1 by 5 square. Oh, nice. Minus. Here the first term is 1 by 5 into 7. Common ratio is also 1 by 5 into 7. And this will help us a lot. So I'm getting 1 by 25 whole upon 24 by 25. These two get cancelled out. 1 upon 35 upon 34 upon 35. These two get cancelled out. And now my life is totally simplified. So I'm getting 1 by 24 minus 1 by 34 as my final answer. So 10 upon 24 into 34 is going to be my final answer. 2 5s are, 2 17s are. So I'm getting 5 upon 34, 68. 34, 408 is what I'm getting. The answer is 5 upon 408. Some people have written 5.204. That's wrong. So who got it right? Benefactor got it right. आयुष्मान दूसरा भी नॉर्मली फॉर्मूले से आ जाएगा. All of you got that? I could see very few people answered that. Probably this looked quite complicated, but if you look between the numbers, like people say read between the words, I'm saying think between the numbers, you can see there were two, essentially there were two GPs. Okay, let's go to the next one. Consider the sequence T1 is 1, T2 is -1, and Tn is given as this. See, pay attention. Tn is this, okay, for n greater than or equal to 3, because T1 and T2 is known to us. If it is greater than or equal to 3, this is what we'll be following. values of this is what? Acha, I'll tell you something. This kind of question comes to you. You look at these weird looking options. Are they looking weird to you? Do you see a pattern over here? Anyone? कोई चीज मालूम पड़ रही है. This one is 1013 का स्क्वायर. बाहर माइनस लगा है. This is 1012 का स्क्वायर. This is 1011 का स्क्वायर. This is not a square. No. Do you see that? और अगर तुम्हें बात मालूम नहीं पड़ रही कि किस चीज का स्क्वायर है, तो लास्ट के तीन टर्म्स देखो. लास्ट के थ्री टर्म्स. 121, 144, 169. उसके पहले क्या है? 22, 24, 26. उसके पहले क्या है? 10, 10, 10. तो ऐसा है. तो या तो परफेक्ट स्क्वायर होगा तो कोई तीन ऑप्शन होंगे, नहीं होगा तो पहला आंसर हो जाएगा. ये मालूम पड़ रहा है हमें. ठीक है ना? चलो लेट्स सी. So T1 is given as 1, T2 is given as -1. What's T3? The lagging is not there anymore. Or is it? Is my voice audible? Am I audible? Now I think it's back. Okay, cool. A lot of problems today. Anyways, so T3, I'll put it here, NS3. So I'll get 3 minus, okay, 3 minus 3. That comes out to be 0. हाँ, T3 कैलकुलेट करें भी हम कि ना करें, हमें चाहिए ही नहीं, हमें तो T4 चाहिए। देखो यहाँ पे T2 T4, T3 रहने देते हैं। लेट्स कैलकुलेट T4। So T4 is equal to 4 minus 3 upon 4 minus 1, right? हाँ, चाहिए ही नहीं। And T of 4 minus 1 is T2. So I'll get 1 by 3 times T2. What is T2? Minus 1. So minus 1 by 3 is the value of T4. What's the value of T6? Let's calculate that. So I'll get 6 minus 3. T6 निकाल रहा हूँ मैं, 6 minus 3 upon 6 minus 1 multiplied by T4, which will fetch me T6 as 3 upon 5 times minus 1 by 3. So that is minus 1 by 5. Now I see the pattern clearly. The pattern is simple. Is my screen visible, guys? Okay. Is my screen visible? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. ठीक है, तो मुझे मिल गया, मुझे सारे मिल गए. Now I get the pattern clearly. All right. I got T2 as minus 1, T4 as minus 1 by 3, T6 as minus 1 by 5, and so on. That is the pattern. So यहाँ पूछा गया है the sum of 1 by T2 plus 1 by T4 and so on till 1 by T2024. So if I do it there, put the values, I get minus 1, then I get minus 3, minus 5, minus 7, and so on till minus 1012. How do I know कि मुझे minus 1012th टर्म तक मिलेगा? मतलब ये मिलेगा यहाँ नहीं, तो मिलेगा 2023 तक मिलेगा. This will be 1012th term, right? Is that clear? So minus 1, minus 3, minus 5, all the odd numbers. Basically, if I take minus common, I'll get 1 plus 3 plus 5 till 2023. This is the sum of 1012 odd numbers, which is nothing but square of 1012 with a minus. We'll go for option C. Sum of first n odd numbers is given by n squared. All of us know that. Is that clear, everyone? All of you, is that clear? Next, the natural numbers are divided into groups as this, and so on. Sum of the numbers in the 15th group is equal to how much? You have the answer already. अच्छा, हम ये कैसे डिवाइड कर सकते हैं? फर्स्ट ग्रुप is 1. Second group is 2, 3, 4. Third group is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How do we know कि ये groups कैसे बन रहे हैं? We can see it. This ends at 1 square, this ends at 2 square, this ends at 3 square, isn't it? 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, and so on. So fourth group would end at 16. Am I right? Is that right? So if I follow this pattern, the 15th group must end at 15 square. Is that right? जो भी 15th group होगा एंड में उसके 225 हो जाएगा. अच्छा, और शुरुआत में क्या होगा ये कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा? हाउ डू यू नो दैट? वी नो दैट ये जो वैल्यू है ये पिछले वाले के स्क्वायर से एक ज़्यादा है. 2 square plus 1 is 5. This is 1 square plus 1. So here this must be 14 square plus 1. Is that right? All of you got that? ये मालूम पड़ चुका है हमें. Is that clear everyone? 14 स्क्वायर प्लस 1 से लेके आगे तक जाएगा, मतलब 197 से लेके. So 197 plus 198 till 225 is what we need to find out. That's all. That's all. So first term is 197. Last term is 225. How many terms do we have here? How many terms do we have? 29 terms. We can find this out. Is that clear? So 29 into सम कितना हो जाएगा इसका? 3 423. हाँ, all right. Upon 2 भी है इसके आगे. 29 multiplied by 211. Now you know what? I can play something. I can do something over here. I don't have to actually calculate. Here it ends at 9, this ends at 1. So the answer must end, the product must end at 9. There's only one such option. That is A. We'll go with that. Is that clear? All of you? Cool. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. x0 is given as 1, x1 is 2. And there's the value of xn plus 2. We need to find the value of x of 2021. Okay, so let me do that directly. X0 is known to us, that is 1. X1 is known to us, that is 2. If I want to find x2, I'll use this. So moment I put n equal to 0, I get 1 plus x1 upon x0. That is equal to 1 plus 2 upon 1, or I can say 3. I want to find x3, I'll put 1 here, so I'll get 1 plus x2 upon x1, which will give me 1 plus 2, sorry, 1 plus 3 upon 2, that is equal to 2. I want to find x4. That'll be 1 plus x3 upon x2. That will fetch me 1 plus 2 upon 3, that is 1. So here probably there is a pattern. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Let's see what happens at x5 and be able to find the pattern now. x5 must be 1 plus x4 upon x3. That is equal to 1 plus 1 upon 2. I got 1 again. Oh, cool. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. मिल नहीं रहा पैटर्न, तो x6 भी फाइंड करना पड़ेगा. There'll be 1 plus x5 upon x4, that is 1 plus 1 upon 1, that is 2. Now I find the pattern. See, कब तक मैं करता रहूंगा? The learning here is we keep on doing till you find a pattern. So now I have the pattern. It is 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Again, it starts with 1 and 2. See, 1, 2. No need to do it further. It'll be same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. तो हर पांच पांच का ब्लॉक बनता जा रहा है, पांच पांच का ब्लॉक बनता जा रहा है. That is 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Is that clear? I need to find x of 2021. You know what is the problem with this question? What's the problem? The problem is it starts with x0, not with x1. That is the problem. That is the only problem that we have here. It starts with x0, not with x1. Do you understand that? So x of 2021, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? इसका मतलब ये हुआ, अगर ये 1 से शुरू होता है x1 से, तो x5 पे के बाद रिपीट कर रहा है. मतलब हर वो नंबर जैसे x1, x6, x11 would be equal to 1 only. But this is x2021. It starts with x0. So basically, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? ये एक कदम आगे बढ़ जाएगा. The answer is 2, D option. Is that cool? Exactly, Ayushman. हम x0 को x1 कर देंगे तो हर एक चीज एक एक कदम आगे बढ़ जाएगी. This is very important. You know what? This question, it's not very difficult. First is finding the pattern. So what do you require? First you require is patience till the time you find the pattern. Once you have found the pattern, the other thing is you make a silly mistake and mark one by forgetting that start with x0. So the only way, the best way is to shift everything one place towards the right. Is that clear, everyone? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Cool. What about my okay. We need to find x49 plus x50. All right. So, what I will try to do over here. Consequent terms add up to 2. Okay, cool. बहुत तरीके हैं सवाल करने के, कैसे करें? I can start with 50th term also, I can start with first term also. So let's wait, others also doing it. देखो, इन सबका सम जो दिया हुआ है, ओके, -2 is correct. That's right. How are I doing it? Starting with x1, starting with 1 or 50? अच्छा, ऐसे किया। There are multiple ways to solve this. Those are solving, also share your um, inputs. दो भी बन रहे हैं, x49 ऐसा हो रहा है, मल्टीपल वेज। ठीक है, चलो, कई तरीके से कर लेंगे। मैं एक तरीका समझाता हूँ। एक तरीका मतलब टोटली एल्जेब्राइक तरीका समझाऊंगा मैं। बहुत ध्यान से बताना मेरे को। द राइट हैंड साइड दैट इज n² + 2n, ये एक ऐसा फंक्शन है कि जिसमें जैसे वैल्यूज n की बिट डालता रहूंगा ये वैल्यू बढ़ती रहेगी। आई कैन से इट्स एन इंक्रीजिंग फंक्शन। कैन आई से दैट? सो व्हाट you put it keeps on increasing. Is that right? Natural numbers के लिए, for the natural numbers, not for the negative integers, but for natural numbers it's always increasing. Can I say that? 1 करो, 2 करो, ये बढ़ता ही रहेगा। अच्छा, तो सम ऑफ n टर्म्स जो है यहाँ पे x1 - x2 दिया हुआ है फिलहाल, सम ऑफ n टर्म्स will is given as n² + 2n. Tell me what is sum of n minus 1 terms. I'll replace n with n minus 1. So I'll get n minus 1 ka whole square plus 2 times n minus 1. If I do that, I'll get n square minus 2n plus 1 plus 2n minus 2, which gives me n squared minus 1, right? So इन दोनों का डिफरेंस जो आएगा वो क्या आएगा मेरे पास? n² + 2n minus n² + 1, which gives me 2n + 1. Is that right? Is that right, everyone? इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? What does that mean? That means if I increase, the values by one step, it increases by 2n plus in terms of sum. Can I say that? Can I say that? So every term is basically 2n plus 1 only. The difference is it's raised to certain power of minus 1. अच्छा एक बात देखो, यहाँ पे जो इवन टर्म्स है वो सब्ट्रैक्ट हो रहे हैं, माइनस लगा है, और ऑड टर्म्स के आगे प्लस लगा हुआ है. इज दैट राइट? इज दैट राइट? तो अगर मैं इसकी पावर पे n प्लस वन लगा दूँ, my general term is this, minus 1 to the power n plus 1. So what does that mean? If I um, put, if I put n as 1, this becomes even, तो उसका स्क्वायर हो जाएगा. If I put n as anything even, वो odd हो जाएगा. Is that right? Is that right, everyone? Do you understand that part? इवन टर्म पे नेगेटिव होना चाहिए, ऑड टर्म पे पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए. सो n प्लस वन है, सो n इज ऑड, तो आगे प्लस वन किया है मैंने, तो ऑड प्लस वन इवन हो जाएगा. सो इफ n इज ऑड, एज वी सी हियर, आई एम गेटिंग पॉजिटिव. इफ n इज इवन, आई एम गेटिंग नेगेटिव. ठीक है, सो दैट इज हाउ आई कैन कैलकुलेट द वैल्यूज डायरेक्टली. टी एन एन टर्म 49 भी और 50 दोनों निकाल लूंगा मैं. सो यहाँ टी लिखा है वो एक्चुअली एक्स है. ठीक है, सो टी 50, आई चेंज द कलर. द वैल्यू ऑफ टी 50 will be equal to minus 1 की power 51 into 2 into 50 plus 1, which gives me कितना, minus 101, right? And the value of t 49 will be minus 1 to the power 50 multiplied by 2 into 49 plus 1, which gives me how much? Plus 1 हो गया, 99 हो गया. So x 49 plus x 50 is how much? 99 minus 101, that is minus 2. That is my answer. Is that cool? Is this understood? This is one of the ways. Got it, everyone? All of you got that? Yeah, interesting. Now, there are a lot of, I can see Ayushman, Barun, and Christiana, Sudeep are only answering, and Vanshaj. Others. First of all, tell me who all are present and how many of you were not able to understand this. I will tell you another way of doing it. Are we understood? Very good. Got it. Benefactor didn't understand. Okay, no worries. Let's do it by another way. This is one of the ways, which is highly algebraic. Let me do in a very simple manner. Take it. Tell me something. What is the value of sum of 50 terms? यहाँ से दिख रहा है साफ साफ. That is 50 square plus 2 into 50, which gives me 2600. Is that right? What if I try to find the sum of first 49 terms? See, first I'm finding the terms, then I'll find a pattern there. 49 square plus 2 into 49. Let's count it. 49 common nikal lo. 49 into 51 is what you get. So that'll be equal to 2499. Is that right? Vani, I'm trying to find a pattern. If I try to find S48, that'll be equal to how much? 48 square plus 2 into 48. But how I'm solving it quickly? I'm taking 48 common. Okay, so that is 48 plus 2. 14 into 50 aa hai. That'll be 2400. Is that right? Yeah, that ठीक है. Those who could not understand earlier, is this fine till this point of time, till this step? All right. Now, यहाँ एक चीज देखो. जब ये 1 है, subscript is odd, it's plus. When subscript is even, it's minus. Is that right? So can I say that S50 is actually equal to S49 minus X50. आमतौर पे प्लस X50 होता है, but यहाँ minus X50 है. Do you understand, Bani and others who could not earlier? Is that right? That makes sense. So the value of X50 I can calculate. X50 को मैं ले जाऊंगा लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में, so I'll get S49 minus S50. So 2499 minus 2600. That'll be minus 101. Is that right? Looks good. अच्छा, and S49 क्या हो जाएगा? That'll be equal to S49 will be equal to S48 plus X49. ये बात समझ में आएगी ये? If subscript is odd, we are adding. If subscript is even, we are subtracting. So this is how I can calculate value of X49 as well, which will be S49 minus S48, 2400 minus 2499. Is that right? 2499 उल्टा बोल रहा हूँ मैं. 2499 minus 2400, that is 99. We got X50, we also got X49. इन दोनों को ऐड कर दो, -101 plus 99, you get -2 as the final answer. That is another way of solving the same question. Ayushman, patented tarika. Okay. Is that cool? I hope you got it now. Perfect. Yes, you got that. That's great. आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next. Sequence of real numbers. This is given to us for all n greater than equal to 1. If x1 is -1, then x1 is equal to what? Okay. सुदीप 27 क्वेश्चंस थे, हो जाने चाहिए थे, बट इतना लैगिंग हुआ कि आज टाइम लग गया, वरना कल हमने इसी क्लास में इस टाइम तक 30 क्वेश्चंस कर लिए थे। आधी हो गई स्पीड एरर, बट नो वरीज, the questions are fine, we'll learn a lot of things. 27 क्वेश्चंस करने का मन था मेरा, सुबह ऑफिस से गए। तो पैटर्न वाला क्वेश्चन है, सिंपल है ना। So you put n as 1 here, you'll get x2 is equal to x1 plus 1 minus 1. And x1 is given to us, that is minus 1. All right. That is given to us. अच्छा, x3 का वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगा? x2 प्लस 2 माइनस 1. x4 का वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगा? x3 प्लस 4 माइनस 1. क्या लिखा है मैंने ये यार? ओहो, मैं गलत लिखा है यहाँ पे, सो सॉरी, लेट मी राइट इट अगेन. x2 I'm putting n as 1, सही लिखा था, x1 plus 1 minus 1. x3 I put x n as 2, I'll get x2 plus 2 minus 1. x4 I'm putting n as 3, x3 plus 3 minus 1, and so on. That's what I'm getting. यहाँ पे कुछ मैं एक नेस्ट बनाऊंगा, नेस्टेड फंक्शन बनाना चाहता हूँ. तो मुझे एक बात बताओ, अगर मैं यहाँ पैटर्न देखना चाहूँ, सो कैन आई राइट x4? x4 is x3, x4 is x4 is x3 plus 3 minus 1. What is x3? x3 is this guy. So I can write in place of x3, I can write x2 plus 2 minus 1 plus 3 minus 1. Is the step clear, everyone? I have replaced this x3 by this value. Cool. And then I'll replace this x2 by this value. So get x1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 2 minus 1 plus 3 minus 1. मैं यहाँ पैटर्न दिखाना चाह रहा था. पैटर्न बन गया? All of you are getting it? So if I want to find x100, this must be equal to x1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 2 minus 1 and so on till 100 minus 1. This is the pattern I wanted you to see. All of you, do you get that? All of you got it? तो क्या मिलेगा? x100 must be equal to x1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 till 100 तक है. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus till 100. और माइनस वन कितनी बार है? माइनस वन माइनस वन माइनस वन कितनी बार आ गया हमारे पास? ओ, एक चीज यहाँ पे गड़बड़ है. दिस इज नॉट 100, दिस विल बी 99 गाइस. एक कम आ रहा है ना? हाँ, दिस विल बी 99 minus 1. Just change it. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड? तो -1 कितनी बार है? 99 बार. So minus, see, this is 1 plus 2 plus 3 till 99, and -1 99 times second, that is -99. That is the answer. That's going to be our answer. Let's put the values. So value of x 100 will be equal to x1 is -1, और ये 1 से 99 तक का सम कितना होता है? 4950, if I'm not wrong, -99. So this gives us 4850 as the final answer. Looks good. All of you got that? Guys, do you get it? मस्त तरीका है. किसी और तरीके से कर सकते हैं क्या? सिंपल लेमैन वे. Let's see if we can do it, not by following this what I did over here. Probably this won't click to you in the real exam, or would it? शायद ना करे क्लिक. तो क्या करेंगे? जो नॉर्मल लोग करते हैं, नॉर्मली लोग क्या करते हैं, यहाँ पे 1 पुट करेंगे, दे विल गेट x2 is equal to x1 plus 1 minus 1, which means x2 and x1 are equal, so x2 will be -1. Then they will try to put x3. तो x3 कैसे मिलेगा? n को 2 पुट करके. तो x2 प्लस 2 माइनस 1, और x2 खुद -1 था, सो -1 प्लस 2 -1 विल गेट 0 हियर. अब वो करेंगे x4 पुट करते हैं, ट्राई करते हैं. हे आकाश, लेट. हाँ, x4, so will be x3 plus 3 minus 1. x3 is how much? 0. Plus 3 minus 1, you get 2. Do I see a pattern here? Is there any pattern that I have seen till now? Not really. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. x5 निकालते हैं. That'll be x4 plus 4 minus 1. I'll get 2 plus 4. 6 minus 1 is 5. Still there is no pattern. x6 देख लेते हैं. So x5 plus 5 minus 1. That'll be 5 plus 5, 10 minus 1 is 9. Now do I see a pattern? Yes, now I see a pattern. Do you see a pattern, guys? नहीं मिला? x7 क्या हो जाएगा? देखो मिलेगा अभी. x6 plus 6 minus 1, that is 9 plus 6, 15 minus 1 is 14. देखो पैटर्न दिखाई दे रहा है यहाँ से हमें. x3 से this increased by 2, then by 3, then by 4, then by 5. Is that right? Do you understand that? From x3, this is how it is increasing. This becomes second order AP. All of you got that? So from x3, which is 0, if I want to move till x100, how many steps have I moved overall? 97 steps. Is that right? 97 steps. Is that right? तो जो वैल्यू होगी x100 की, सिंपल तरीका, वो x3 में 97 बार ये चीज जुड़ेगी. 2 प्लस 3 प्लस 4 प्लस 5, ये कहाँ तक जाएगा? ये कहाँ तक जाएगा? ये 97 तक जाना चाहिए. 97 बार जुड़ रहा है. तो एक बार जुड़ा तो 2 हुआ, 2 बार जुड़ा 3 हुआ, तो 97 बार जुड़ेगा, ये 98 तक जाएगा. एम आई राइट? डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस और नॉट? All of you, do you understand this? So many people over here. Oh, Akash, okay, there was some lags in between, Akash, so that is why the stream went slow, but then the questions were really good. Well, is this clear, all of you? Does that make sense? Cool. Got it, guys? तो x100 का वैल्यू आ गया. कितना आ गया? x3 इज 0, एंड 2 से लेकर 98 तक का सम वैसे भी 4850 होता है. We got the answer. So whatever way you like, you can solve it that way. What do you like? Tell me, everyone. First method, which I did, or the second method? First method was, kind of making loops inside the functions, which maybe required a lot of algebraic and mathematical knowledge. But second one is for everyone. आयुष्मान वो बात तो है. हाँ. Second method, Cristiano. Ayushman. First method. Nice. अच्छा, अब तुम लोग ये सोचोगे कि यार फर्स्ट मेथड आयुष्मान बोल रहा है अच्छा है, वंशित बोल रहा है फर्स्ट शायद दिखे ही ना एग्जाम में, बात सही है. तो अब मैं तुम्हें सिखाता हूँ कि ये क्यों नहीं दिखता, और ऐसा क्या हम जानते हैं कि हमें दिखता है, ऐसा क्या मैं जानता हूँ जो मुझे दिख रहा है और तुम्हें नहीं दिख रहा. क्या ये जानना चाहते हो? दैट शुड बी रियल क्वेश्चन. रियल क्वेश्चन शुड नॉट बी दैट व्हाट डू यू लाइक मोर. रियल क्वेश्चन इज हाउ डू आई नो दैट आई हैड टू डू दैट. ये सवाल किसी ने पूछा नहीं मुझसे. व्हाट, all the students need a good teacher, but all the teachers need good students. I hope you understand that, right? I want someone who asks me that how do you know that you do it that way? Okay, ठीक है. तो मैं ही स्टूडेंट बन के तुम्हारी तरफ से पूछ लेता हूँ कि आपको कैसे पता है कि ऐसा करना है ना? चलो करते हैं. देखो, शायद आयुष्मान समझ गया है, जो नहीं समझे उनको बताता हूँ. यहाँ जब मैं देखा, मैंने मुझे क्या दिखाई दिया. Bani, pay attention. So xn plus 1, if I send this on the left hand side, I'm getting this. Okay, this is equal to n minus 1. All right. Now, now listen very carefully. The moment I put n as n minus 1, I would get xn minus xn minus 1 is n minus 1 minus 1. Do you understand what I did over here? I just said replace n with n minus 1. The moment I do it, this is what I get. Am I right? हाँ गाइस, देखो भी मालूम पड़ जाएगा. Do you understand? I want it from everyone. If you don't understand, just tell me clearly. ये आखिरी चीजें हैं जो बहुत काम आएंगी रियल एग्जाम में. डोंट गेट डिस्करेज, जस्ट आस्क मी, आई विल मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड ईच एंड एवरीथिंग. आई विल मेक इट एज सिंपल एज पॉसिबल. जस्ट हैव टू आस्क मी. ओके. या ओनली क्रिस्टियानो, आकाश एंड आयुष्मान और commenting others. Come on, be quick, tell me something. Yeah, this is what I'm getting. Similarly, if I replace it with n, n minus 2. Well, why did I replace? Yes, that's a good question. Here I saw that two successive terms का difference is n minus 1. All right. तो मैं चाहता था कि बाकी successive terms का difference कैसे आएगा. I want to see a pattern over there. All right. Varun. So now if I replace with n minus 2, what I'm going to get? Let's see what I'm going to get. N minus 2. So I'll get x of n minus 1 minus x of n minus 2 is n minus 2 minus 1. That's what I am getting. All right. अब इतना करने के बाद मैं चाहता हूँ क्यों ना मैं एक ऐसा रिलेशन स्टैब्लिश करूँ जो एक्स एन प्लस 1 और एक्स एन माइनस 2 तक को कवर कर दे. ये करने के बाद मुझे शायद पैटर्न दिखाई दे जाए. Let's do that. So how can I do that? I'll replace now this in the first equation. I will replace xn with this and this with this, and that is how I'm gonna do it. That is how I'm gonna do it. And when I do that, I get the same thing which I got when I was trying to solve in the first method. The first method के पीछे का basic thought process है. Do you understand now? If I add all of it, let's say this is the first equation. चलो वो छोड़ दो. Replace, substitute नहीं करता. First equation, second equation, third equation, and so on. Now you see something. If I add this all, तो ये देखो, ये माइनस है, ये प्लस है, कैंसिल होगा. ये माइनस है, ये प्लस है, कैंसिल होगा. ऐसा करते 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 एक टाइम आएगा. तो हमें, अगर मैं शुरुआत x100 से करता, तो x100 माइनस x99, मुझे क्या मिलता? 99 माइनस वन. इज दैट राइट? फिर मैं x99 माइनस x98 करता, तो मुझे क्या मिलता? क्या मिलता? 99 माइनस वन. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड? अगर मैं x98 माइनस x97 करता, मुझे क्या मिलता? 99 माइनस वन माइनस वन माइनस वन, ये मिलता. ये बात समझ में आ रही सबको? अच्छी बात है ये. दिस इज 98, दिस इज 97, this is 96, and so on. So essentially, if I keep on doing this and I keep on adding it, all these terms will get cancelled out, and in the end, I'll be remaining only with शायद समझ में आ चुका होगा. आखिरी में एक टर्म आएगा x2 माइनस एक्स वन, एक x3 माइनस x2 आएगा, फिर बाद में x2 माइनस x1 आ जाएगा. करते रहे ऐसा. तो इज दैट राइट? डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? This would be 2 and this would be 1. नहीं, this will be 1 and this will be 0. देखो, यहाँ 99 है तो यहाँ 98 है. 98, 97, 97, 96. So 2 पे 1, 1 पे 0. If I add all of it, all of this is going to cancel out except this and this. So x100 minus x1 would be the sum of, ये पहले सही बोल रहा था मैं, all of it. And that is the reason why I am doing it. Clear, everyone? All of you got that? सही है. This will be equal to 0 plus 1 plus 2 till 98. Beautiful. मजा ही आ गया होगा. I can see love reactions. All of you got that? ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. आयुष्मान ठीक है, कर ले, उसमें कर दूंगा मैं, जो पूरा एक सेशन लूंगा. फिलहाल ये सवाल कर लेते हैं जो हमें करने हैं आज. देखते हैं कब तक हो पाएगा. Consider ABC in a GP such that this is given to us. Median of these three terms is A and B is 10. If A is greater than C, what's product of first four terms of this GP? Barun, you got it? You had asked me. समझ, हाँ ठीक है. I can see your comment. Okay, cool. मतलब ट्रिक ये है कि जब भी तुम्हें दिखाई दे जाए कि दो सक्सेसिव टर्म्स का दो सक्सेसिव टर्म्स का डिफरेंस एक एक्सप्रेशन है, एल्जेब्राइक एक्सप्रेशन है, तो हमें ये चीज़ कर देनी चाहिए. ऑल राइट सभी. अच्छा, कितने लोग यहाँ ऐसे जो मुझे पहले से नहीं जानते? मैं इनसे बात कहना चाहता हूँ. मैं कहना चाहता ये हूँ कि कितने अच्छा लगता देखने में यहाँ पे. लाइक अभी सुदीप ने बोला कि सर मैं डिनर करके आता हूँ. कल वरुण ने बोला था. कुछ लोग बोला कि सर नहीं आ पाए, कुछ और काम था. अभी हम आए हैं तो पूरा देख के आता हूँ. अभी आकाश ने बोला. बीच में युवराज आया था. पीपल हु आर न्यू हियर मे बी, or maybe who know me but have not, interacted in this way with the students. मुझे एक बात अच्छा लग रहा है. This is the kind of session भले कहने को ऑनलाइन है बट ये पूरा ऑफलाइन है। एक दिन किसी ने बोला था कि यार ऑनलाइन क्लास में कौन बता के जाता है। तो आई रियली लव यू गाइस आर फैबुलस। ये बहुत अच्छा और बहुत मतलब वर्ड्स कैन नॉट एक्सप्लेन दैट, इजंट इट? Yeah, Ashman, what do you get? 14,000 is what you got. Okay. Okay. Median of the terms is A. What is median, by the way? If you arrange the things in ascending or descending or in middle term is always the median, right? ये बोल रहा है a plus b plus c का is 15. Okay. अच्छा मुझे बात बताओ everyone. It says A, B, C are in G, in a GB. The two possibilities. Either A is less than B is less than C or A is greater than B is greater than C. क्या लिखा मैं बोल रहा हूँ greater लिख रहा हूँ less. Okay. So this is going to happen when ratio is greater than 0. This will happen when ratio is, oh, sorry, greater than 1. Okay. Okay. So these two things can happen. Here, if ratio is greater than 1, here ratio is less than 1. Do you understand this? Yes or no? Is that right? The problem is how can A be the median? यार ये कैसे हो सकता है? How can A be the median? Because it's a decreasing GP. Exactly, Rishna. That's right. So A plus B plus C, if you open the mod, it must be minus 15. It can't be plus 15. That is the thing over here. And that is the main, and this is a very nice question, I must say, which involves the this median and modulus at the same time inside progressions, isn't it? So if you solve that, I can assume, okay, B is 10. So B is 10. I can say A is, let's say, 10 by R, and C is 10 times R. I can say that. Let this be minus 15. Let us solve this. I think we'll make a quadratic equation over here, isn't it? ये -10 तो -25 हो गया, -25 हो गया, 5 से कटेगा। ओके, 2/r प्लस 2r must be equal to कितना बचेगा? -5. All right, let's calculate. Cristiano minus 15, why? Because middle term is not the median, no? In this case, middle term is not the median. That is possible only if it is negative. देखो अरिथ्मेटिक लिख भी दिया वैल्यू देखो when you find the value minus 20 10 and minus 5 जीपी तो बन रहा है ना मतलब in fact it is minus 5 10 and minus 20 so minus 5 will be the median that is possible only if it's negative understood Cristiano so let's solve this r का वैल्यू क्या आ जाएगा यहाँ माइनस 5 है तो माइनस 2 अगर मैं r को माइनस 2 ले लूँ आ जाएगा माइनस 2 माइनस 1 हाँ आ जाएगा r is minus 2 और r minus 1 by 2 भी आ जाएगा ओके कूल सो r is minus 2 और minus 1 by 2 तो सीक्वेंस विल बी व्हाट ठीक है हो गया अगर माइनस 2 लोगे तो माइनस 5 10 एंड माइनस 20 या फिर उसका उल्टा बस यही होगा बिकॉज यू नो या ओके कूल डन so product of first four terms is what they are asking um, ठीक है तो मैंने यहाँ क्या लिया माइनस 2 ले रखा है into minus 2 you'll get 40 let's multiply all of it 550 1000 40,000 is the answer I would say this is a brilliant question what do you think guys yeah आगे बढ़ते हैं I don't want to capture a quick note okay क्वेश्चन बहुत ही जबरदस्त है A and B में two sequences is that okay this is what is given to us largest three-digit integer that is common to both these sequences I think we have done a similar kind of question right ये करना है ये इसको तुम लोग कर लोगे खुद से खुद से कर लोगे hey Raviraj I'm good yeah Shashank it's a great question let this be your homework है ना ऐसा एक और हमने सवाल किया हुआ है you guys can take the screenshot अच्छा एक काम करते हैं जो होमवर्क है उसको देखो स्किप नहीं करना है सॉल्व करना है और आंसर पोस्ट करना है ऑन वाईटी कम्युनिटी लेट्स मेक दैट कम्युनिटी लाइवली गाइस मैंने ओपन कर दिया फॉर एवरीवन ओके अच्छा आगे बढ़ते हैं ओह ओके अच्छा यहाँ एक और है ये देखो लंबा सा a lab experiment measures the number of organisms at 8 a.m. every day starting with three organisms on the first day the number of organisms on any day is equal to 2 more than thrice the number on the previous day. If the number of organisms on the nth day exceeds 1 million, then the lowest possible value of n is what? रविराज बेसिक्स कैसे डेवलप करे एक बेसिक्स का मैं क्लास लेने वाला हूँ और वो क्लास बहुत लंबी चलने वाली है Sudeep, you missed a very brilliant question. This question you missed. This is nice question. इसको देख लेना एक बार और तुमने शायद एक और मिस किया ये मिस नहीं किया था ना हाँ ये मिस किया था ये थोड़ा लंबा सवाल था बट बहुत अच्छा था इंसाइटफुल देख लेना उसको और ये होमवर्क का क्वेश्चन था ओके लेट्स डू दिस वन वैसे बेसिक्स डेवलप करना रवि अभी एक अच्छा आइडिया नहीं है बट स्टिल आई रिवाइज ऑल द बेसिक्स आई एम प्लानिंग दैट हे मृणाल रिकर्सिव फंक्शन यस This is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. 3 organism first day. 2 more than thrice the number. 3 3s are 9 plus 2 is 11. Fair? 3 11 is a 33 plus 2 is 35. कब तक करोगे ऐसा? 107. मतलब बेसिकली इंटू 3 प्लस 2 हो रहा है. हम करते जाएंगे 1 मिलियन एक्सीड्स 1 मिलियन दैट इज 10 to the power 6. First time in whole life. Under 1 week, you can do only one thing, Ravi. Then that whatever questions I have been doing, this is the fourth session that I'm taking. There'll be one more tomorrow, and then there'll be marathon day after. So attend. So you practice all these questions. I think that way you'll be able to solve at least 3 algebra questions in the real cat. Just that. That's the only thing you do in 1 week. Obviously, apart from solving a few marks. Okay. Cool. So what can be done here? If I keep on doing this, I'll go mad after a while, right? I don't want to go mad. So what I'll do something interesting. Now, all of you, try and understand this important part. What exactly is happening over here? So if this, let's say this is a processing box. If x goes inside, what comes outside? 3x plus 2 comes outside. Is that right? Do you understand that? Yes or no? Is that cool? है ना? यहीं से हमारा पूरा काम बनेगा. We'll have to develop pattern over here. Can we do that? Let's try to develop the pattern. Okay. So first day it was 3. Second day it was 3 into 3. 3 square plus 2. Is that right? Third day it was thrice of this. That means बहुत ध्यान से समझना इस बात को. मैं तो अच्छा बताने जा रहा हूँ कुछ. इसका thrice. That means 3 times 3 square plus 2 plus 2. So if I open the bracket, I won't solve it. I'll just write it the way it should be written. Open the bracket into 3 cube plus 3 into 2 plus 2. Do you understand? Solve नहीं करना है. क्या ये बात समझ में आ गई? आगे देखते हैं. उसके बाद इसका 3 times plus 2. So 3 times 3 cube plus 3 into 2 plus 2 बाहर plus 2. If I open the bracket, I'll get 3 to the power 4 plus 3 square into 2 plus 2 into 3 plus 2. Do you see the pattern now? Guys, do you see the pattern now? मेला दिख रहा है पैटर्न. इसको मैं अगर अच्छे से लिखूं तरीके से, देखो क्या बनेगा. 3 to the power 4 plus 3 square into 2 plus 3 to the power 1 into 2 plus 3 to the power 0 into 2. How cool is that? Looks like a pattern. Yes. है ना? बहुत मजेदार यार. मजा तो है अलजेब्रा में, है ना? चलो आगे देखते हैं. Now we have the pattern. I want to generalize it. I want to generalize it. ये जो बना है किस दिन का बना है मेरे पास? ये बना है 4th डे का. तो अगर मैं nth डे का बनाना चाहूँ, nth day, this must be 3 to the power n. All right. Am I right? Plus, let's take 2 common. 3 to the power n minus 2. देखो ये 2 कम हो रहा है ना? फिर ये एक एक कम होता चला रहा है. 3 to the power n minus 2, 3 to the power n minus 1, 3 to the power n minus 2, till wherever it is possible. Yes, एंड में 3 की पावर 0 हो जाएगा. Is that fine, all of you? तो मुझे बताओ, ये जो अंदर बना है दैट इज अ जीपी. दिस गाय इज अ जीपी, इजंट इट? इसको सॉल्व करने में क्या मिल जाएगा? यार मैंने -1 क्यों लिखा है? मैंने भी ना एक मैं ये -3 होना चाहिए ना. हाँ, ठीक कर दो इसको. माइनस एक एक कम हो रहा है. -3 -4 तो क्या बन जाएगा? 3 to the power n-1 -1 upon 3 minus 1. Am I right? If I apply the sum of GP formula, I'm not writing it here because I'm assuming that you guys know it, right? Those who are watching, is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Yes or no? 2 3 minus 1 तो कट जाएगा ऊपर नीचे, गायब ही हो गया. So what do we have now? We have 3 to the power n plus 3 to the power n minus 1 minus 1. This is what remains. And this guy is more than 10 to the power 6. All right. देखो इस क्वेश्चन में ऑप्शन दिए होंगे, आगे ऑप्शन डाल के यू कैन वेरीफाई द आंसर. All right. That is the correct way of solving this question. मतलब थोड़ा इजी करना है इसको. ऐसे यू कैन टेक 3 की पावर n-1 कॉमन. So left with 3 plus 1, that is 4. तो इस तरह थोड़ा सा इजी कर सकते हो अपने कैलकुलेशन को. 4 into 3 to the power n-1 minus 1 is greater than 10 to the power 6. This will make it a bit easier. ठीक है, all of you got that? कर सकते हैं इसको. वैसे हमें कैलकुलेटर तो वैसे गिवन होता है कैट में, ऑप्शन भी गिवन होंगे, है ना? ऑप्शन गिवन ना होगा तब भी हम इसे कर सकते हैं. मैंने थोड़ा सा आसान तो बना ही दिया है इसको, राइट? दिस विल बी 4 into 3 to the power n-1 greater than 10 to the power 6 plus 1, है ना? तो ये बनता है इससे बड़ा होगा. इससे हो जाएगा. ऑलराइट. 10 लाख 1 अपॉन 4, 2.5 लाख के आसपास आना चाहिए. 2.5 lakhs प्लस 1, यही है ना? 3 की पावर्स तो हमें कहाँ तक पता है? कहीं तक पता है क्या? 3 की पावर 6 is 729. ठीक है, निकल जाएगा. वही 13 के आसपास ही आएगा. तो सही है. ओके. 3 का क्यूब 27 होता है, but 27 का क्यूब क्या होता है? That we can calculate. 27 cube, if I calculate, what do I get? का क्यूब 3339. एक बार और करना पड़ेगा तब जाके होगा. Then do that. 5 लाख तक पहुंच गया है. हाँ, 13 पे आ जाएगा. बिल्कुल सही. आगे बढ़ते हैं. ओ, 3 marks more unlocked. Here comes the next set of questions. तो ये 3 ब्लॉक्स बनाए थे मैंने. Ideally 3 घंटे खत्म होना चाहिए था, but due to some lag, this happened. Anyways, what do you say now? Do you want this PDF in the group so that you do the homework? और यहाँ पे 24 से 27 मैंने ब्लॉक छोड़ा हुआ था, वहाँ मैं क्वेश्चंस खुद बनाता अभी, which obviously we can do in the mega marathon. Yeah. So now I had switched off my camera because I felt it was lagging. Now I've just switched it on. All right. Okay. I think I'm visible. I have switched on all the lights also. Here I am, guys. A bit under the weather. It's um, winter now. Anyways, so I think I'm visible to all of you. Am I? Now, I want to tell you something. Yeah, it's yes. हाँ, अब बात ये करते हैं एक बार जल्दी से important thing that ये हम लोग चाह रहे थे, we were discussing, I discussed with some students also and some of my friends that what needs to be done. Okay, what should be done? कि मुझे लगा कि my entire idea was to to make a have a session in such a way which in the end, because the assumption is people must have completed the entire thing and now they want the questions which are very highly expected, highly relevant in the cat. Okay, but then I also talked to some people who were like, sir, what if you just revise algebra once for us? My idea was to have 1000 most expected questions, which includes not just quant or algebra, it includes everything, VRC, LRDI, as well as quants. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be having functions and graphs, and day after we'll be having this, what do you say, the mega marathon. So my idea was in the mega marathon I should be doing a lot of questions. But now I feel like, what if I revise algebra once, the complete thing, from basics to moderate to advanced, with relevant examples. Not that, we won't be doing these kind of questions in that. It'll be a quick refresher of everything that is possible. There's no fixed time for it because I don't know what the time is, and how much time will I take. It can be 4 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, but जहां तक भी हो पाए वहां तक, जहां तक खत्म हो पाए वहां तक हम कर लेंगे. So this might not be relevant to everyone, but for some people that is relevant. And for the people who have done things already, for them also it can be relevant in some cases. कुछ चीजें ऐसी होंगी जो याद आई जाएंगी. और ये करने के बाद, you know what? You'll be surprised to know that what I have planned, and this is going to happen for the first time in the history of education. Okay, I'm going to run an infinite stream of quant formulae and important theorems. Infinite. Running 24 hours for complete 1 week in the last week of CAT. If not 1 week, at least for 3 days. It'll keep on running a continuous live stream of at least 72 hours. The formula will be in loop. So basically, wherever you start, it's like a circle. All things will be, kind of in a loop. Wherever you start, you will be walking through it. So I was working on that, the technology part of it, and I have finally cracked that. I want to do that. Okay, so whenever whoever wants to see that, they can do. And if and because I have very less time and I'm doing all things alone, so um, But what I plan to do is once CAT is over, I will involve a lot of technology. वीडियोस अभी तो वीडियोस खास नहीं होंगे, बस मैं कुछ लिख रहा हूँ उसे लूप में कर दूंगा. Proper videos, proper technology with lot of AI and everything. I want to run it for 3 months because YouTube allows for 3 months. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Well, that just for fun. Okay, that is one thing. And algebra वाला लेंगे. अब आते हैं बात LRD और VRC पे, है ना? तो my plan was to have 1 hour of LRDA practice every day. Um, कल से भी शुरू कर सकते हैं. और आरसी का भी. आकाश, if आकाश is there, आकाश was telling asking me that सर फिलोसफी वाले आरसी आप कर दो. कि फिलोसफी आरसी फिलोसफी मेरा एक एरिया है मेरा. इनफैक्ट ऑल मैथमेटिशियंस हैव दिस फिलोसफी एज एन एरिया. Okay, so he was like that. If I can do that, so tomorrow, we can either go for 1 hour and also बहुत टाइम है नहीं. तो मैं चाहता नहीं तुम दिन भर यही क्लास करते तो खुद की पढ़ाई कब करोगे, है ना? तो ऐसा है कि 1 घंटे का आरसी या LRDI on the alternate days, or we can do one more thing, that I can do 1 hour of RC, 1 hour of LRDI, 2 hours of Quant every day on different times. One in the morning, then in the afternoon, then in the evening. That can be done. Hey Aryan, wow, finally caught up. This class is about to end. Okay, so that can be done. तो मुझे बता दो. तो कल मैं एक कोई करना चाहता हूँ, आइदर आरसी और लेट्स स्टार्ट विद आरसी. कल आरसी करेंगे. परसों अलजेब्रा का मैराथन कर लेते हैं, लंबा वाला, बहुत बड़ा वाला, जिसमें कि I'll do one short algebra revision. We'll do it once and for all. After that, starting from Saturday, in quant we'll start with arithmetic, and from that day continuous we'll be doing VRC, LRD, 1 hour each and 2 hours arithmetic. That is what we will be doing. Is that clear? ठीक है. जैट का थोड़ा डिसीजन मेकिंग का मैं सोच रहा हूँ 2 क्लास लूंगा कैट के पहले. बट ये 3 चीज़ें तो करनी ही करनी है. ऑल राइट. ओ माय. वाह. ठीक है, ऐसा कर लेते हैं. um, एक चीज़ और मैंने कल बात कर रहा था. आई वाज टॉकिंग टू अरित्रो एंड वी डिस्कस दैट व्हाट इफ दिस समथिंग व्हिच जो होता क्या है कैट में. लाइक यू गाइस, LRD is the most complicated section of the entire cat. So you are practicing either on a register or notebook, a copy, or A4 sheets. That is what normally people do. But in the real cat, what happens? They give you A5 sheets. अब A5 sheets का मतलब पता है क्या हो जाता है? तुमने इस पूरे साल तो तैयारी करी है A4 पे, A5 शीट देखते तुम्हारा जो एरिया ऑफ परसेप्शन है ना, वो बहुत छोटा जाता है. द मोमेंट इट हैपेंस यू गेट कंफ्यूज दैट व्हाट हैज टू बी डन. अब मैं करूँ क्या? कहाँ पे लिखूँ? जगह ही नहीं मिलेगी. So what I was thinking that instead of putting the camera in front of mine, I'll put a camera in front of my ऊपर मेरे head के overhead, and I'll be writing. Okay, I'll be writing on an A5 sheet if it is possible. If not, then on my iPad, I'll make it A5 of the similar size and try to do that. But better if it is A5 is half of A4, right? So A4 शीट में खरीदूंगा, उसको काटूंगा बीच में से, स्टेपलर लगा के करूंगा. तो उससे तुम्हें ये आइडिया मिलेगा कि भाई, और तुम लोग जो मॉक्स दे रहे हो तुम भी ऐसे ही देना शुरू कर दो. ठीक है. मैं सच बता रहा हूँ. रियल कैट में जाके तुम्हें लगेगा कि यार काश सब कुछ किया, बस ये नहीं सोचा. तैयारी एक जगह है, कॉन्सेप्ट एक जगह है, मैराथन्स एक जगह है, मॉक्स, ऑल दैट स्टफ. द प्रॉब्लम इज यू डू एवरीथिंग एंड इन द एंड योर माइंड इज नॉट रेडी फॉर दैट. ओके. तो बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हो अरित्रो. A5 पे दो, सब लोग उसी पे दो. मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि मैं जो सेशंस लूंगा LRDI की, मैं उसी पे लूंगा. मेन प्रॉब्लम LRDI में ही आएगी. Quant में तो you can have blocks, VRC we don't write much, but LRDI is something with which we are totally dependent on your sheets, right? So we'll do that. ये करने की कोशिश करते हैं. ठीक है. चलो पूरा करते हैं, देखते हैं क्या होता है. And it's great that you guys are coming up. 1000 क्वेश्चन में से मुझे तो लगता है कि यार मुझे ऐसा लगता है, ऐसी फीलिंग आ रही है कि 10 सवाल तो क्वांट में हमारे इस सीरीज से ही फंसेंगे। वर्ड बाय वर्ड या डिजिट बाय डिजिट भले ना हो, बट कॉन्सेप्चुअली तो सेम ही रहने वाला है। आई एम प्रीटी श्योर ऑफ दैट। मतलब मैं कैट के एग्जामिनर के दिमाग में घुस चुका हूँ पूरी तरीके से। देयर लॉट ऑफ friends of mine who have also become, professors and all that stuff in the B school. So now I know how those guys think, the question creators think, all that stuff. So let's see what's gonna happen. This is my पहले भी किया है, 2-3 सवाल फंसते थे, बट अब क्या है कि मतलब आई हैव गेन लॉट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस, नॉट जस्ट इन टर्म्स ऑफ years of teaching, that is 12 years, more than that, talking to different people and being open about their ideas. That is what has told me that how they think, what they are looking for in the managers. So based on that, I have tried to create the questions, and let's see what's gonna happen. We'll try our best. ठीक है, तो कल बीआरसी करते हैं। मुझसे शायद रवि पूछ रहा था कि कब टाइम क्या होगा सेशन का। तो सुबह का सोचता हूँ मैं, 10 से 11 बजे आरसी का सेशन। और जो मैराथन होगा उसको तो हमें लंबा करना होगा, तो मुझे लगता है कि सुबह से ही करना पड़ेगा, 9 AM। ऑलराइट, कूल देन। टेक केयर, बाय बाय, गुड नाइट, आई विल सी यू टुमारो। और मैं सुबह सुबह ही पोस्ट कर दूंगा कि भाई 11 बजे, 11 बजे टाइम ठीक है। इवन फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स, फॉर द वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल्स, मेजरली वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल्स हैव टेकन अ सबैटिकल, मोस्ट ऑफ यू। और जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो कॉलेज अभी जा नहीं रहे, वो कर लेंगे। ठीक है, कल मिलते हैं 11 बजे। I'll post the update tomorrow morning at around 8 or 9. Cool. Good night. Bye bye. 9 AM हमारे थ्रू, ओके ठीक है, 9 AM करता है रवि। एक यूट्यूब जो चैनल है उस पर कम्युनिटी है, वहाँ पोस्ट करता हूँ। एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप भी है, वहाँ भी पोस्ट करता हूँ। तो एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है, आई थिंक यू कैन जस्ट ज्वाइन ओवर देयर। प्रोबब्ली यू आर अटैच्ड टू लिंक, इसी के अंदर ना देखना किसी अ, मैंने एक पोस्ट डाल रखा है वहाँ पे, ग्रुप है, यू जस्ट क्लिक ऑन दैट and join. I'll be sending all that, all the updates. Bye bye. 7:30 आयुष्मान नहीं हो पाएगा। मतलब कल तो नहीं हो पाएगा, बाद में हो सकता है। चलो, गुड नाइट, बाय बाय।